We all know the drill. We start the year with an oversized list of goals: exercising daily, eating perfectly, reading a book a week. But by January 7th, the gym is empty and the diet is history. The reason we crash so quickly is that we rely on motivation to power through these drastic changes, rather than building actual discipline. Motivation is a fleeting emotion. It spikes when you watch an inspiring video, but it evaporates the moment you feel tired or stressed. Consistency, on the other hand, doesn't care how you feel. It is the actual engine of discipline. Attempting to reconstruct your life overnight is guaranteed to fail, because you are working directly against your own biology. When you start a new routine, you use the prefrontal cortex. This is your conscious decision maker. It handles high-level planning and impulse control, but it requires substantial energy to operate. Looking at this paper, we see the mechanics. Setting too many goals causes cognitive overload. Your prefrontal cortex runs out of fuel, forcing you back to easy routines. To survive, control shifts to the basal ganglia, the brain's automatic pilot, saving cognitive energy. Breaking your resolution has nothing to do with a lack of willpower. You simply overloaded your prefrontal cortex until your brain forced a shutdown. To create a shift that lasts, you bypass the exhausted prefrontal cortex and target the basal ganglia. This automation center is where repetitive behaviors become permanently wired. Every automated behavior operates on a simple 3-step cycle: cue, routine, reward. Each time you complete this specific loop, a process called neuroplasticity physically thickens the neural pathways in your brain. The more you repeat the action, the stronger the physical connection becomes. The cycle starts with a cue. This is an environmental trigger, like an alarm clock ringing or feeling stressed, that tells your brain to initiate a specific behavior without any conscious thought. The reward at the end of the routine delivers a chemical hit of satisfaction. That chemical signature tells your brain that this specific loop was useful and is worth remembering for next time. Once this 3-step cycle is fully formed and the neural pathway is thick enough, the behavior effectively bypasses the prefrontal cortex. It runs entirely on autopilot. Hacking this biological loop is a robust strategy for building change that outlasts your willpower. You stop relying on how you feel and start exploiting your brain's natural automation system. The most effective way to hijack that loop is through a micro-habit. Instead of daunting lifestyle shifts, you commit to a tiny 5-minute daily action. One single push-up, reading just 1 page, or drinking a glass of water. Comedian Jerry Seinfeld built his career on exactly this principle. He didn't force himself to write brilliant material every day. His only goal was to write at least 1 joke daily. He tracked this by drawing a large red X on a wall calendar every day he wrote. The goal simply became, "Don't break the chain." This method effectively bypasses the brain's resistance to large, intimidating tasks. You can accelerate this process with a tactic called habit stacking. This means attaching your new 5-minute micro-habit directly to a deeply automated routine you already have, like meditating immediately after you pour your morning coffee. Another crucial tactic is friction reduction. You manipulate your environment to make bad habits harder and good habits easier. For example, delete distracting apps from your phone, or leave your running shoes right next to your bed. Because these actions are so small and the friction is so low, they sneak right past your prefrontal cortex's alarm system. Consistency becomes effortless. When you sustain a micro-habit for 30 days, your brain's chemical structure begins to shift. This research paper details dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. As a habit takes hold, dopamine release shifts to the anticipation phase. Through synaptic plasticity, neural pathways physically harden. This consistent dopamine release builds deep internal self-trust. You chemically prove you keep your promises. This chemical reinforcement results in a permanent identity shift. You no longer tell yourself you are trying to read or trying to exercise. It simply becomes who you are. Prioritizing these small, daily habits also creates powerful psychological resilience. When your positive routines are automated, your brain has the energy to manage stress effectively. Sustainable results aren't born from massive, sudden leaps, but from the compound effect of winning today's smallest battle. Look at your own routines and pick just one micro-habit you can start today. Keep it under 5 minutes, and don't break the chain. If this breakdown helped you understand your behavior, tap the like button below. Share this video with a friend or colleague who needs a little help starting small. And make sure to subscribe to The Explainer for more science-backed insights on mastering your mind.